I'm so happy to be giving personal sessions again in person, because I mean, I know that the distance sessions are the same. I really do. You want to be in my video?
I think they're here for
Oh shit. Dude, that was supposed to be... Okay, so that just happened. I just had a guy show up to tow my car away. And I mean, I don't want to like toot my own horn, but it's times like that I know who I am and I know why I'm here. That dude showed up so pissed off. He's like a caveman. Like literally, I said, hey man, I didn't think you were gonna be here until tomorrow. I gotta find my Allen wrenches to take off my license plate. He's like, you using that license plate again? And I'm like, no, I'm gonna throw it away. He goes, I got that license plate. So he tries to physically remove, he tries to get it off with his hands. And I can't even tell you how pissed off he was getting as he was trying to remove this license plate with his hands. And I don't know how. I don't know if I was born this way or if I don't know what. But I have the ability to defuse any situation. And within about 3 lines, all of that guy's hostility was gone. He was actually very friendly. We were having a conversation about our kids. I don't know how I can do this. I know, is it the frequencies? Was I just born this way? I don't know. But I know there's millions of us out there, and I think they call us light workers. And we just bring light to dark situations and heal it. So that was really interesting. I love when those types of experiences happen, because I don't know, I just know that I'm doing good in the world when I can have somebody so, like, got the energy of a caveman going through this guy, just like cussing and screaming and then I can just say like 3 little things and make him laugh, and then that leaves and becomes present. We had this really amazing conversation. So I don't mean to toot my own horn, and that's not what I'm saying. I'm just saying that we're always given opportunities to do good. And I think the more you awaken, the more light you shine and the more people you can help. Yeah, I totally forgot what my other video was about, but hey, that's what happens.
Yeah, it's a hot day. I'm hanging in the sunshine. You should hit me with this.
Last night, my son, he wanted to download this movie, and our internet was a little glitchy, and it probably took about 5 minutes, and the whole time he's just like complaining, and he's like, finally, that took like an hour. And I was like, no dude, that didn't take an hour, that took about 5 minutes. And earlier in the day, we had this conversation, and he had exaggerated something that he had said. He said, I've done this 1,000,000 times. And for some reason I was like, you know, dude, I go, sometimes, most of the time, it's better when you tell the exact truth. Like if you would have said, I've done this 27 times and it's still doing this. Like the truth is actually, I think, more powerful than exaggeration. So I told him, I kind of looked at him, because when he said it took an hour, and I was like, and he's like, Dad, you have to realize, to an 8-year-old, 5 minutes does seem like an hour. And I was like, of course, like time is so slippery. I mean, we all have these, you know, moments where time just flies by, or time just drags on and on. But sometimes we have literal skips, like time missing. But this one happened in 2013, and Me and my family, we went camping, and we had found this perfect camping spot right on the river. And it was in the morning, and my son was 1 at the time. So my daughters were, I don't know, 5 and 7. And I woke up and I wanted to go on a little hike down the creek. So I told my daughters, it was really early in the morning, I said, hey, come on, let's go. So they got up and we started walking down the creek. And my daughter says, Dad, I gotta go to the bathroom. And I'm like, 1 or 2, and she's like 2, and I'm like, okay, let's go back. So we turn around and we start heading back, and as we're heading back, I noticed this tent, and this tent is on this little camping spot, and it is right on the river. And that's really the only reason I noticed this, because like, wow, they're like 5 feet from the water. And I was thinking, man, they could probably flood, you know what I mean? I'm not sure I want to be on flat ground 5 feet from the water. So we go back, this lady walks up to me, and this lady I had seen the day before. She was probably like mid-60s, and I was sitting there in a lawn chair, and I was, you know, looking at the water, and I was playing with these frequencies, because back then, dude, that's all I did. And I still do it all the time now, but not like that. That was berserko. That was like I was a crack addict or something. And so I was just playing with the frequencies, and this lady, I saw her come walking over, and she had like a fork and a knife and like a camping plate, and she was going to like clean it in the river, in the creek. Obviously it was already wiped down and stuff. But she has this boot on, this boot like a cast, you know what I mean? Like the kind of boot you put on and then you Velcro it to like protect your ankle or your leg. And so she walks over, and so I'm just watching her, I'm thinking, I might as well just give her a session, because I'm already doing it. Back then, I just gave everybody sessions. Everybody that came around me, that's what I did. So that lady comes back to us as we're getting ready to go on the second walk, and she comes up and she goes, "Hey, have you seen my friends? They were camping down by the creek, and they were right by the creek." And I go, "Yeah. Actually, they're right there." And she goes, "No, they're not there. Did you see them?" And I go, "Well, I just saw their tent, literally, in the time it takes to clean up, you know, number 2 and head back out. That's how long." So we go out, and it's really weird because there's only 3 people camping. It's us, and then this lady is catty corner to us, and then these people that were on the water. So we walk over, and their tent's gone. And there's nothing there. And I'm like, God, they were just here. Like, I just saw them. Like, it was less than 5 minutes ago. I saw this tent. And she goes like, "Yeah, that's really weird." So we're talking, and I said to her, I go, "Hey, would you like a session? I'm like, I don't know what's wrong with your leg, but I think I might be able to help you speed up your recovery with this." And she's like, "Okay, that would be great." So we walk over to her place, and she's got this big tent set up, you know, a tent big enough for like 4. She's got this big cooler with all her food and everything. I said, "Why don't you just lay on this table, and I'll give you a session on the picnic table?" She's like, "Sure." So we laid out a little blanket, she laid down, and I started giving her a session. And it was so beautiful out, and all of a sudden, there was like this mist, like in the air, almost like it was raining, but it was so fine you couldn't even see it. And I was thinking, there's no clouds. I'm going, wow, this is magical. Like, this is a very magical moment. So we get done with the session, we talk for a few minutes, and she's like, "Hey, here's my card." And she actually only worked with female horse riders. I don't know what they call it. I don't know what the word it is they use to be like a professional horse rider, you know, but that's what she did. Only females. I thought that was really interesting, very specific, kind of cool job. I don't know. So anyway, she gives me the card. She gives me a big hug. She's like, "Thank you. I really appreciate it." I was like, "Yeah, no problem." She goes, "Do you mind if I stop over? I would like to say something to you and your wife." I'm like, "Sure." My campsite is probably, I'm not even kidding you, it's like 100 feet away. That's like 33 steps, okay? That's how close it is. So I get her card, and I'm actually reading her card, and I'm like, as I'm walking over, I'm reading her card, and I'm like flipping it over, and I'm like, wow, I'm just thinking, oh, wow, that was really cool. And when I get to, how long does it take 30 steps? 15 seconds if you're taking your time. I mean, not long. I walk over, and her truck pulls up, like right there. And I'm like, she goes, is your wife here? And I go, oh, yeah. My wife comes over, and the lady said, I just wanted to come over, and I wanted to honor you guys for what you're doing. She goes, I've been watching you with your children, and at the time, we were like trying to learn this little dance, like we're doing as a family. So we were like just going through the steps of the dance, and we're just having fun, and she goes, I just wanted to honor you guys. And like as she's telling me this, like I'm getting real emotional, and then I can see that my wife is like getting real emotional, and we're like, wow, thank you. I don't think I've ever had anybody, that's just so kind of you. I don't think I've ever had anybody come over or especially somebody I don't know, just say that. So she gets in her truck, she drives away. And me and my wife are like, wow, that was so cool. Wow. So we just thank for, a few seconds. And then I turn around, and dude, everything's gone. Her tent's gone. Her big ass cooler's gone. Her chairs are gone. The blanket on the thing's gone. Everything's gone. There's no sign of anybody being there. And I know when I'm giving her a session, I'm looking around at the tent. I'm looking at the cooler. I see the chairs. Like I know, I just know that everything was still out. So that means that like within 10 seconds, this lady with this cast on undid this tent, folded it up, put it away, put it in her truck, put the cooler in her trunk, folded her by the time I walked 33 steps, I don't know what happened there. I really don't. Part of me thinks that was literally an angel, somebody from my family that just came to check on me and just wanted to let me know in the physical that they were proud of me and my family and what we were doing. And I don't know, is that a glitch in time? Like something happened. Like there's one thing for time to be fluid, to be like your experience faster or your experience is slow. But man, when you're literally glitching, chink, 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 that's pretty cool. And I will say that Jane Roberts, Seth Speaks was one of the first books that, maybe the first book that really opened up my mind to who we really are. She wrote a book called OVERSOUL 7, The Education of OVERSOUL 7. And it's three different stories. And one of them is about, you could say about manifestation. I could be wrong about that, but that was my lesson from it, was manifestation, demanifestation, and manifestation. And then that's when the golf ball thing happened. Literally the night I started reading the one, that's when the golf balls disappeared, only to come up 3 years later. And then I was reading the one about time of OVERSOUL 7, one of the 3 books inside the OVERSOUL 7. That was about time. I don't know the name of it. I'll list the name right here, what it's called. But now if that isn't a sign, like how can those 2 experiences happen when I'm reading the Seth channeling? Like, to me, that's a sign that for me, this information works perfectly for me. And that's why I've always been a big Seth fan ever since then. Okay, man, I'm gonna make another video on what happened this weekend with my reconnections. It was super cool, and it is so, I'm so happy to be giving personal sessions again in person, because I mean, I know that the distance sessions are the same. I really do. You want to be in my video?
I think they're here for God.
Oh shit, dude, that was supposed to be.
What's that? Surfing on a wave of good feelings. Well, it's just another Friday in paradise. So bring your A game, cause you know this party won't stop. We could never run out of time, sipping strawberry lime. You know I wanna share it with you. This is going boom boom. Baby, if you're looking for some